the end of this speech, I hope you have a better understanding of why the Saturn Car Company was created, how it became so successful, and the ultimate demise of its brand. How can a car company be so successful, but still crash and burn? The Saturn Car Company was an automotive chain that ran from 1990 to 2010. It had many ups and downs, including financial success, loss in profits, being a family, and bankruptcy. This speech will include the entire history of Saturn, including the beginnings, a different kind of car company, new car models, market changes, and the end of Saturns. Everyone has seen a Saturn on the road before, and if not, at least they've heard of one, and you'd be surprised that they've been gone for an entire decade now. The Saturn Car Company was created in 1990, but the idea of it came way before that. In 1975, GM wanted to make a stylish, small, and affordable car. They did this to compete with Toyota and Honda, Japanese car brands. This is where the phrase, a different kind of car company, came from. By this point, General Motors had invested $15 million into the Saturn Car Company, and in 1990, former chairman of GM, Roger Smith, drove the first Saturn car off the production line. All of this information was from CNN, Alex Taylor, and Encyclopedia.com. Americans were in love with the idea of buying and driving a small car that was made in their own home country. The first lineup of Saturn cars included the SL sedan, the SC and SC2 coupe, and the SLW station wagon. These cars were well received because the frame of the car was completely made of plastic rather than metal. This was when Saturn reached its peak sales in 1994, selling 286,000 units. That same year, in 1994, the Saturn Car Company hosted their very first homecoming event. This event invited anyone who owned a Saturn to visit Spring Hill, Tennessee, to see where their car was manufactured and shipped out of. All this information was from Wharton University, Auto Traders, and CNN Alex Taylor.
They came from Alaska and North Dakota, California, and even farther west. This summer, we invited everyone who owns a Saturn to visit us in Tennessee, the place their car was born. We called it the Saturn Homecoming. People could see where their cars had been built and spend some time with the men and women who built them. They could see where the idea for a new kind of car company had taken shape, and we could thank them for believing we could do it.
By 1997, Saturn started selling their cars in Japan to improve the number of buyers of Saturn. It's the beginnings of a new century, the year 2000, and Saturn's going to get rid of their old models of cars for these new ones. The View, a compact SUV, the LS, a sedan, the Relay, a van, and the Sky, a roadster. Though Saturn was producing all of these cars, they weren't selling enough to make a profit. It was reported around this time that Saturn was losing $3,000 per car they sold, even with the LS boasting a 17% increase in 2000. By 2007, GM had almost hit its bankruptcy, and the only reasonable choice to save money was to shut down the Tennessee factory. This information was from CNN, Alex Taylor, SCPR Radio, and Wharton University. GM has moved all their Saturn productions to Detroit, but they still needed to sell the company as fast as they could. To save production costs, they discontinued the LS and Relay models and replaced them with 3 new cars: the Outlook SUV, the Aurora sedan, and the Astra hatchback. While doing this, they also modified the View to look and feel more like the European Opel. Running out of options, GM turned to Penske Automotive. Penske mainly deals in selling Indy cars, NASCARs, and the Grand Am series. This information was from NBC News, SCPR Radio, and Auto Trends. Sadly, not all stories have happy endings. Penske Automotive did not go through with the agreement with GM, and on October 1st, 2009, GM halted all production of Saturn cars. All support for Saturn cars was ended in 2010. The Saturn Car Company wasn't a complete failure in the end, but GM did suffer a $15 billion debt. They probably won't be trying something like this again for a while. All this information was sourced from SCPR Radio, CNN, and Auto Trends. Let's recap. Saturn's gone through a lot of phases, including the beginnings, a different kind of car company, new car models, market changes, and the end of all Saturns. And though they've only been around for 2 decades, Saturn Car Company was more of an experiment rather than a failure, with successes, losses, and ending up as a family. In the end, we could say that Saturn was a different kind of car company.